Imagine working hard, saving every penny, and then one day, your money starts working harder than you ever could. Your 9 to 5 can't keep up with your portfolio. Your savings account is out earning your salary. That's not a fantasy, that's math. And today, I'm showing you the exact moment your contributions stop mattering and how to get there as fast as humanly possible. There's a magic number, somewhere between $20,000 and $170,000 invested, depending on how much you're putting in each year, your portfolio crosses the line. On one side of that line, you're doing all the heavy lifting. On the other side, compound interest takes over. Your money starts making more money than you can physically contribute. And from that moment forward, time becomes your greatest employee. Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's partner, said the first 100,000 is brutal, but you gotta do it. Why? Because at a 7% return, a $100,000 portfolio generates $7,000 a year just sitting there, doing nothing. That's a part-time job salary from math. So let's break this down. What is this crossover point, and when exactly does it happen for you? Here's the simple formula. Take your annual contribution, divide it by your expected return rate. That's your crossover number. So if you're investing $5,000 a year and expecting 7% returns, divide 5,000 by 0.07. You get $71,429. That's your magic number. Once your portfolio hits 71,000, your 7% return equals 5,000, which is exactly what you're putting in. From that point forward, your returns beat your contributions every single year. For someone investing $12,000 a year at 7%, the crossover is $171,000. For $6,000 a year, about $86,000. The math scales, but the principle is universal. Get to roughly 20 times your annual contribution, and compound interest becomes the main character. Now let me show you how wild this gets over time. Let's say you invest $500 a month. That's $6,000 a year. At 7% returns, here's what happens. After 10 years, you've contributed $60,000. Your portfolio is worth $83,000. Not bad. Growth added $23,000. That's about 38% of your total coming from returns. You're doing most of the work still. After 20 years, you've put in $120,000. Your portfolio, $246,000. Now growth has added $126,000, more than you contributed. The crossover happened somewhere around year 11 or 12. You probably didn't even notice, but your money did. After 30 years, you've contributed $180,000. Your portfolio is worth $567,000. Growth added $387,000. That's 68% of your wealth that you didn't earn from working. You earned it from waiting. After 40 years, you put in $240,000 total. Your portfolio, $1.2 million. $958,000 came from compound growth alone. Your contributions are now just 20% of your total wealth. The other 80%? That's your money-making babies. And those babies made babies. And those babies made babies. That's compound interest. This is why starting early is unfair in the best possible way. A 25-year-old investing $500 a month ends up with $1.2 million by retirement. A 35-year-old doing the exact same thing, $567,000. That 10-year delay cost $631,000, not because they invested less. They invested the same amount per month. But time is the multiplier, and they gave compound interest 10 fewer years to cook. Here's another way to think about it. A 25-year-old needs to invest $381 a month to hit $1 million by 65. A 35-year-old needs $820 a month. A 45-year-old, $2,025 a month. Every decade you wait, the price of $1 million retirement roughly doubles. One study calculated that $1 saved in your 20s equals $10.06 saved in your 50s. Same outcome, 10 times the effort. That's the tax you pay for procrastination. Let me give you a story that'll make you want to open a brokerage account tonight. Maria starts investing $3,000 a year at age 21. She does this for 15 years, then stops completely at 36. Never invest another dime. Total contributions? $45,000. Jim waits. Starts at 36. Invests the same $3,000 a year for 30 years straight until he's 66. Total contributions? $90,000. Double what Maria put in. Who has more at retirement? Maria. Despite contributing half as much and stopping 30 years earlier, her $45,000 had time to compound. Jim's $90,000 was playing catch-up. Time beats money. Every single time. Now here's the part most people mess up. Fees. Fees seem tiny. 1%, 0.5%. Who cares? Compound interest cares. And it remembers. Let's say you have $500,000 invested for 30 years at 7%. With a 0.03% fee, like Vanguard's VTI, you end up with $3.77 million. With a 1% fee, which is pretty standard for financial advisors, you end up with $2.87 million. That's a $904,000 difference from a fee that seemed like nothing. Over 65 years, Jack Bogle calculated that a 2.5% fee structure takes 80% of your returns. You keep 20%. The fund company keeps 80%. For what? Losing to the index anyway. Here's the data. The S&P Global SPIVA scorecard shows 87% of actively managed large-cap funds underperform their benchmark over 10 years. Over 15 years? No category of active managers beat the index consistently. You're paying more to get less. Stop it. Use low-cost index funds. Fidelity has funds that charge literally 0%. Vanguard and Schwab charge 0.02 to 0.03%. That's $2 to $3 per year for every $10,000 invested. Your coffee habit costs more than that per week. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. What about crashes? What if the market tanks right after I invest? Valid concern. Wrong conclusion. The 2020 COVID crash dropped the market 34% in weeks. Felt like the end of the world. Recovered in 5 months. The 2008 financial crisis was brutal. 54% drop. Took about 4 years to recover. The 1929 crash erased 89% of value. Still recovered. Here's the pattern. In 7 of 11 major market drops over 20%, the S&P 500 recovered within 1 year. During any 10-year period since 1950, investors who held through came out ahead. 2024 alone had 57 all-time highs. The market goes up. Historically, consistently, relentlessly. The real danger isn't crashes, it's your reaction to crashes. A 2025 study found that the S&P 500 returned 25% in 2024. The average investor earned 16.5%. Why the gap? Panic selling, bad timing, trying to be clever. Over 30 years, the S&P averaged 10.35% annually. Average investors earned 3.66%. That behavior gap is the single largest destroyer of retail investor wealth. Not fees, not fund selection, fear. So don't look at your portfolio during crashes. Seriously, set up automatic investments and go live your life. The market will do what markets do. Your job is to not get in the way. Now let's talk about where Americans actually stand, because this might motivate you. The average 401k balance is $148,000. Sounds okay, right? The median is $38,000. That means half of Americans have less than $38,000 saved for retirement. The median for people 55 to 64, basically people about to retire, is $87,000. That's supposed to fund 30 years of not working. 46% of American households have no retirement savings at all. Zero. And 65% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, including 48% of people earning over $100,000. Lifestyle inflation is undefeated. But here's the flip side. If you're watching this video, you're already ahead. You're educating yourself. You're thinking about the crossover point. You're not part of the 46% with nothing saved. So here's your action plan. Step 1. Open a Roth IRA or max out your 401k match. If your employer matches, that's literally free money. Not taking it is leaving salary on the table. Step 2. Put your money in low-cost index funds. Total market, S&P 500. Set it and forget it. Step 3. Automate everything. Remove yourself from the equation. Humans are bad at consistency. Automation is perfect at it. Step 4. Calculate your crossover number. Annual contribution divided by expected return. That's your target. Step 5. Never panic sell. Markets crash. Markets recover. Your job is to keep buying through both. I want you to do something right now. Open your calculator. Take your annual investment amount, divide it by 0.07. That's your crossover number at 7% returns. Comment it below. I want to see where you're at and where you're headed. Now, quick disclaimer, because I'm not trying to get sued. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a person who reads a lot of research and does math on camera. Consult a professional before making investment decisions. Past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Markets can go down, all that stuff. But here's what I know for sure. Compound interest is the most powerful force in personal finance. The crossover point is real and calculable. And every day you wait is a day you're paying the procrastination tax. If this video changed how you think about your money, hit subscribe. I break down the financial systems nobody taught us in school every single week. Drop a like if you learned something, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Your future millionaire self is waiting on the other side of that crossover point. Go meet them.